monster sit on our shoulder. Fortunately, we have the dependent clause that bit my ear to clarify exactly which monkey we're talking about. When a dependent clause is vital to identifying a specific noun, we call it a restrictive clause.
On the other hand, a non-restrictive clause is a dependent clause that elaborates on a noun in a sentence, but isn't crucial to understanding what's going on. In other words, you could get rid of a non-restrictive clause completely without changing the basic point of the sentence.
I smell a comma.
You bet. When we use a non-restrictive clause like this, we do use commas to set it apart from the rest of the sentence. Suppose we write,
"The monkey, which I have forgiven for the ear-biting incident, is now a gentle friend."
The word which tells us we have a dependent clause, which I have forgiven for the ear-biting incident. Stuck in the middle of the independent clause, the monkey is now a gentle friend. But check this out. It can be removed without damaging the main point, which is the current status of the relationship the monkey and I now share. And if our dependent clause is not essential to our sentence, it's non-restrictive, and it's why we've used commas. Non-restrictive, comma.
restrictive comma.
Non-restrictive.
Comma.
Okay. Now suppose we had two monkeys, one that bit us in the ear and one that didn't. Now we would write, the monkey which bit me in the ear is now a gentle friend. Now the dependent clause is restrictive because it's distinguishing between the two monkeys. If we try to remove it, you won't know which monkey I'm talking about, this one or this one. Since the dependent clause is now essential to understand our sentence, we say it's a restrictive clause. And if the clause is restrictive, we don't use a comma.
Look at the two ways we can write the sentence. The monkey which bit my ear is now a gentle friend. First with the commas, then without the commas. In the first one, with a non-restrictive clause, there's only one monkey, and we're giving the reader a little information that we can pop out of the sentence without changing its meaning. But in the second one, the clause is restrictive. Since now there's more than one monkey, it's telling us which one is now a gentle friend, the one that bit us. If we try to remove it from the sentence now, we don't know which monkey we're talking about. See how the two sentences are saying different things?
Behold the power of the comma.
That wraps up commas and sentence interrupters. We have
Interrupting expressions
nouns
of direct address,
a
positive phrases,
and
non-restrictive clauses.
Would you stop
interrupting me?
Stop
it! I'm serious! Stop it!
We don't want to give you the impression that commas are only good for separating parts of a sentence. Commas can also bring sentences together to form bigger, more beautiful compound sentences, to set words on pedestals, to prevent misreadings. Oh, comma, you're not just a form of punctuation, you're a symbol of style.
Section D, using commas for style.
Some famous person once said that sentence variety is the spice of life, or something like that. That's why we here at Cerebellum have invented the compound sentence. By using a coordinating conjunction like or, and, or but, you can hook two independent clauses together, giving us a compound sentence. Here's what we mean.
Clarice loves a good foot massage. Beau hates them.
Here we have two sentences, and each one is an independent clause. Now, let's enter the coordinating conjunction but. By sticking but in between the two sentences, we can fuse them to form a compound sentence. Clarice loves a good foot massage, but Beau hates them.
Now we have to make a decision. Do we leave the sentence the way it is without commas, or do we put a comma before the coordinating conjunction but? That, my friends, is a matter of style. So there's no definitive rule. It's optional.
It's optional.
It's optional!
The choice is yours, although most people only use a comma before the conjunction if the first clause is really long, as if we said, Clarice loves a good foot massage when it is done correctly by a trained professional. But Beau does not. Without a comma, the sentence is a lot harder to read, so you don't want to leave a sentence like this totally commaless.
She drew the grapefruit slowly from her handbag.
She drew the grapefruit slowly from her handbag.
Look at the two sentences side by side. In the first one, we didn't use commas before and after the adverb slowly to separate it from the rest of the sentence. In the second sentence, the commas slow the reader down, and the visual pauses give the word slowly a little more emphasis.
Technically, whether or not you use commas with adverbs is up to you, since both are correct. It's optional.
It's optional! It's optional! Yeah!
When an adverb comes at the beginning of a sentence, it's equally as common to use a comma as it is to not use one. But when the adverb is in the middle of the sentence, 9 times out of 10, you're better off not using commas with adverbs, since slowing the reader down for no reason is a bad thing. Think of using commas with adverbs as a precious, precious gift we would never want to exploit.
You did it! You made it all the way through the commas section. Let's review.
The third way we can use commas is to isolate an interrupting element from the rest of the sentence. Interrupters can take the form of interrupting expressions, nouns of direct address, appositive phrases, and non-restrictive clauses. Generally speaking, if an interrupting element can be removed from a sentence without changing the sentence's meaning, we should use commas.
The fourth and final way we can use a comma is to make stylistic changes in your writing. You can place a comma before a coordinating conjunction in a compound sentence to make it easier for the reader to understand. And since commas tend to slow a reader down, you can use them to surround an adverb to give it special emphasis. Whether you use a comma in these cases is a matter of style, not rule. So the decision about whether or not to use a comma is up to you.